Hi guys and welcome. Today it's all about Chantecaille featuring the brand new holiday release, the Éclat Cristalline collection. I picked up 3 of the liquid eyeshadows, the blush and also the highlighter. Well, they refer to that as a blush as well, but really it is a highlighter. So let's get started. I have got sunscreen on and I put another layer on probably about 10 minutes ago before starting this video. So for the primer today, I'm going to use the Chantecaille. This is the Sheer Glow, and this one is in the gold face tint. This comes in 3 different shades. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on, just as I usually would, like a primer. And I'm just going to rub that in using my fingers. This is really beautiful and gives a very subtle glow under the foundation. But what I love about it is when I first purchased this, I wasn't too sure how it would work with my oily skin. But it doesn't add any oiliness whatsoever. It just gives this really beautiful, as it says, a sheer glow. And I love this shade. Now I would also like to pick up the one in, I think it's the bronze one as well. I think that would be really beautiful. So I'm going to be using the reformulated, the Future Skin foundation from Chantecaille, and this is absolutely beautiful. I actually hadn't tried this foundation, the previous formulation, until I think it was last year. I was a bit late to the game. Again, I wasn't too sure how it would go with my oily skin, but it's actually really beautiful, and I love this reformulated one as well. Now to apply this foundation, I'm using one of the newer releases from Chantecaille, and this is their foundation brush, and I've used it in my last couple of videos as well, and I just love it because it's soft on the skin, but it's dense and firm enough to apply foundation really well. So this foundation gives a light towards medium coverage. The way that I apply it, I would say it's more of a light coverage, but I really like that. It just gives a very natural look to the skin. And I think this foundation would be suitable for anyone like me with oily skin, to those that have dry skin as well. It really just gives such a beautiful finish. It doesn't settle into my lines or wrinkles, and I just love the natural look that it gives. And then what's just left over on my brush, just going to pop a little bit on my eyelid and a little bit underneath my eyes as well. And for concealer, I'm going to use the Chantecaille one. This is the Camouflage, the Stylo. And a little while ago, it was probably a couple of months ago now, when Chantecaille had their sale, I did pick up this because there was 30% off, and this is the second time that I've purchased this. This would be one of the concealers. Someone asked me about concealers the other day and which are my favorites and which is better. Now I have a lot of concealers in a drawer in front of me because of my YouTube channel. I have like 16 or 18 of them, but there are at least about half a dozen that I do reach for with my everyday makeup, and this is one of them, and this is why I repurchased it. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm just giving it a click just to get some product out. Now what I love about this concealer as well is that it also has this shade that I'm using. I'm not quite sure what shade it is, but it will be listed and linked in the description box below. But what I like it is that it also has a little bit of correcting in it as well. So I'm just going to take my BK Beauty brush and blend that out. So off camera, I put on some eyeshadow primer. I've done my eyebrows, and I've also powdered under my eyes as well. Now the powder I'm going to use for my face is not a Chantecaille one. This is the new Gucci powder, and this is the Gucci matte one. And of course, I was really intrigued about it with my oily skin. Now this only arrived a couple of days ago, and yesterday afternoon I applied this, and I thought it just looked really beautiful. And at this stage, I do think it helps keep my oils at bay. So this will only be the second time that I've been using it. Now on the Gucci website, it says that it's a setting powder and it is lightweight, but just helps keep those oils at bay. So I'll be wearing this for quite a long time today. It's only morning here. So I would say I'll be wearing this for 8 to 10 hours. So I'll be able to give this another good run and see how it goes. But I love the look of it on my skin. Now, is it going to be as good as my beloved Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to use it quite a few times to see what I think of it. But at this stage, I really like it. It is fragranced, but I think the fragrance is really lovely. And I do think it makes my skin look more blurred. And I like it how it's a matte powder, but it doesn't look too dried down once I've applied it. So I'm hoping that after a few wears of this, it's going to be really gorgeous. And if it is, one of my staples that I will be reaching for with my setting powders. Now, when I'm picking it up, I'm only taking a very small amount at a time. Now, this does come with a sponge underneath as well, but I like to apply my setting powders just using a brush and just putting on a little bit at a time. But I think it looks really beautiful. So normally now I would put on some bronzer, but because I'm going to be showing you a blush today, I want you to see it without the bronzer. So as I said at the beginning of the video, I picked up the blush and the highlighter and also 3 of the liquid eyeshadows as well. Now there's also a limited edition lip cream that has just been launched by Chantecaille, and the shade of that one is called Barberry. Now on the Chantecaille website, that is sold out. It may be restocked, but I'll see if I can find it at other retailers, and again it will be listed and linked below. So we'll get started with the eyeshadows, and I was trying to figure out how I would show all 3 to you. And what I'm going to do is with 2 of the shades, put them one on each eye and see what they look like just by themselves. Put some eyeliner and mascara on, and then I might put on maybe a soft brown in the outer corner so you can see what it looks like with that as well. And then I'll wash that off, and for the third and final look I'll use the deeper shade. So as I was saying, these 3 liquid eyeshadows, they are in 3 different shades. They are in Tulle, which is described as a creamy champagne pink. You've got Crème, which is a luminous rose, and you've also got Marron Glacé, and that is a truffle brown. So each of these liquid eyeshadows, they have 4 mils of product. They have a shelf life of 12 months from date of opening, and they are all made in Italy. So each of these liquid eyeshadows, they are $45 American, and they are described as a lustrous liquid eyeshadow that gives the lids a gleaming metallic finish. So this is what the packaging looks like that the liquid eyeshadows come in, and you've got those really gorgeous crystals on there, and on the cardboard itself they are slightly raised, but those crystals, they aren't on the packaging of the liquid eyeshadows themselves. So first up we've got the shade Tulle, next we've got Crème, and last we've got Marron Glacé. So here they are swatched. We've got Tulle, champagne pink, Crème, a luminous rose, and Marron Glacé, and that is described as a truffle brown. So under here I've swatched a couple of the luminous, the single eye shades, and this one here is the Cheetah, and that's described as a warm champagne, and this one here is the Zebra, and this is described as a rose gold. So they are quite different to the liquid eyeshadows. So I got the Chantecaille collection, probably it was last week, and I have worn these liquid eyeshadows at least twice, and I find that they are super easy to put on. You put on with a brush, or you can blend them out using your finger. I'm going to use a brush today. And I also find that you've got some time, by the time you pop it on, you've got time to blend it out. I also find that they're really long wearing as well, and for me they don't crease during the day either. What I'm going to do is put Tulle on my left eye and Crème on my right eye, and I'm just going to put them on just by themselves. So let's start off with Tulle and put that all over my lid. Now, as they say, they are luminous, but I just find that they are a beautiful luminosity. I don't find that they emphasize the texture on my eyelid. So just like that, and super easy to blend out. So it is quite a soft shade, this one, and maybe not one that you would want to wear by itself, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like. But it is really gorgeous. But as I said, after I've done the second eye, got eyeliner and mascara on, then I'll put a deeper shade in the outer corner as well. And especially with a shade like this, having a deeper shade in the outer corner will probably show off the shade even more. So on the other side, I'm going to put Crème on, which is described as, they describe it as a luminous rose. Now this is a really, I love all the shades, but this is really beautiful. And this one is quite a bit deeper than this one. So this is one that you could definitely just wear by itself. So super easy to blend out. They really are just very quick to put on, and I just think they look really beautiful. So off camera I put on a Chantecaille eyeliner and also a Chantecaille mascara as well. And here is what the shadows look like. And I think by themselves they look really beautiful. And even though it's very soft, there are a lot of people that love this look, including me. It's barely there, but because they're luminous, you've got that little bit of glam as well, but it's just not too much. It's typical Chantecaille, just looks beautiful on the eyes, a hint of glam, but still yet really, really soft. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put not too much of a deeper shade. I'm going to use a Chantecaille single eyeshadow, and this is a matte one, and this is in the shade Sylvie. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of this in the outer corner, just so you can see what they both look like with a slightly deeper shade as well. Now, I haven't tried this, so I'm not too sure how it will work over the top of this liquid eyeshadow, but we'll give it a go. So I've just wiped down the brush that I was using, picked up some of this product, and we'll just tap some in the outer corner and see how it goes. It's actually going on really well. I thought sometimes it can happen, it can start lifting the shadow underneath, but it doesn't seem to be doing that, and I'm still able to blend it out really well. So I'm going to take that through the crease as well and just blend this up onto the brow bone. So it's more of a softer brown. It's not too deep, but just enough just to give a little bit of contrast to those liquid eyeshadows as well. So I'm just going to tap in lightly again, place a little bit more on. I'm really pleased how these are working together, and that with the liquid eyeshadow, that is really pretty too. So you can still get, with a shade like this, you can get a little bit of depth, but not too much, so you're still keeping that look really soft. So now I'll just put some on the other eye. So now with both eyes done, I think it looks really pretty, and again, really simple. So putting the liquid eyeshadow on was super simple, and adding this is really quick as well. So this shade with both of the liquid eyeshadow shades, I think they complement each other, still keep the look really soft, and I just think it looks really pretty. So now, unfortunately, I've got to wash these two eye looks off because I do think they look really pretty, and I'll be back and we'll try out the third and final shade. So now let's put on this gorgeous shade. This is Marron Glacé, and what I'm going to do is just put this all over the lid, just like I did with the other two that I showed you, but this is a beautiful, beautiful shade. Now I'm just going to find my brush, give it a little bit of a wipe down, and just blend this out. Super easy to apply, and this is an absolutely beautiful shade. And what I'm going to do is use, they call it blush as well, but it is definitely more of a highlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on my eye as well, probably just a little bit through here. I haven't tried that yet, but I think it's going to look really beautiful. So you can see you've got a little bit of time to play around with it. With the Chanel liquid ones, I find I have to put just on one eye at a time and blend it out because they dry down super quick, whereas these do dry down and they don't budge, but you do have more time just before they set down. So you've got a bit of time to play around with them and blend them out to how you want. And these actually layer really well too. So I'm just going to put a little bit more on my lid, just to add a little bit more of this gorgeous shade, and just tap that on. But look how beautiful it is. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. So before I finish off my eye look, let's take a look at these two, what they call them, blushes that were released. Now one is a blush, it's a radiant blush, and the other one they call Cheek Light, and that one is a shimmer. And I will show you that as a highlight on my cheekbones, and I'll add that to my eye look soon. But let's just take a closer look at these. These both have 7 grams of product. They are made in Italy. They have a shelf life of 18 months from date of opening, and they are both priced at $105 US. And this is the packaging of both of them, and I think it is really beautiful. It's one of the better packaging that Chantecaille has put out for quite a while. I just think it is gorgeous. And you've got these little crystals on the front here, and they're scattered across. I just think they are beautiful. So here is the radiant blush, and this is a pearlescent finish. And next is Cheek Light, and that has a shimmer finish. And just before I put Cheek Light on my eye, I have done a swatch on my hand of this liquid eyeshadow again, and I've also swatched one of the single eyeshadows as well. So this is the shadow, Marron Glacé, that's on my eye at the moment, and this is the Chantecaille single eyeshadow, the one in Elephant. So I've got my Rapha number 02 brush, and this is the one in Cheek Light. And I'm just going to put it just through here. As I said, I haven't tried this yet, but I think it's going to look really pretty. So I'm just going to place that through there, and it does. It lifts it a little bit through here, and it looks really, that looks really gorgeous. I'm just going to go in a little bit more, but I think that looks really, really pretty. So it's going to look gorgeous as a highlight, but it's also good to know that it works beautifully on the eyes as well. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of this because it looks so beautiful. I'm going to put a little bit in the inner corner as well. So once again, I put on the same Chantecaille eyeliner and also the same Chantecaille mascara. And this is just beautiful. Now, this shade is absolutely gorgeous just by itself, but I love it with that cheek light through here as well. It just lifts the look, and if you want a little bit of lightness to emphasize the deeper shade here, I think both work really well. I'm really happy with it. I think both just look beautiful. And I've still got the swatch on the back of my hand. This is the eyeshadow here, and when I go to rub it, it just isn't budging whatsoever. So it's great that you've got some time to play around with it, but once it sets down, it really sets down for the whole day. So now let's get into this beautiful blush. I'm using a Rapha brush. It's the number 24. So this is pearlescent, so it will have a really beautiful sheen to it. And it is gorgeous. It looks so, so pretty. And typical Chantecaille products, you've got that pearlescence there, but it doesn't emphasize my texture. It's really pretty. So now we'll just do the other side. It goes really beautiful with this eye look as well. Then I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush and go into Cheek Light. This is the one that I put on my eye. So with this, I'm just going to put a little bit on my cheekbones and then buff it out. They blend out beautifully, and this is also buffing out beautifully as well. So you get that highlight, but again, it's really subtle, but still gives those really gorgeous holiday vibes without being too over the top. So now I'm just going to put on Chantecaille lipstick, and over the top put on a Chantecaille gloss as well. And here is the finished look, and it is so, so pretty. This is my type of look. Got a little bit of glam, but it still looks just really beautiful and soft. These liquid eyeshadows are just so beautiful. I love it that you have a bit of time to play around with them so you can blend them out if you want to, but like I said earlier, with the Chanel liquid ones, I'd really put them on one eye at a time because they tend to dry down fairly quickly. With these, I can put a little bit on each eye and you've got that time to blend them out and find that they don't dry down too quick. But once they do dry down, they do stay put. Again, I'll rub over the liquid eyeshadow here. This is the elephant shade. This is the liquid eyeshadow here. I rub over it and doesn't smudge and it's just not budging. These are really pretty, and I love all of the shades too. And I loved it how with the lighter two, when I put on that Chantecaille, the matte single shade in the outer corner, it didn't lift these. So you can definitely mix and match. You can wear it by themselves, they look beautiful just on their own, but you can also, if you decide afterwards, well, I actually do need a little bit of depth in the outer corner, then you can do that safely and you're not going to lift this product either. I think these are gorgeous. So for me, when it comes down to the two different blushes as they call them, I think this one here is the true blush and this is the one, the pearlescent, and I think the shade is just super pretty. And this other one here that they call Cheek Light, for me, I think it'd be too much if I put it underneath this blush. I think it works perfectly as a highlight, and I love it how it looks on the eye as well when I paired it with that other liquid eyeshadow. So it's great that you can use it as a highlight. You could put it under the blush if you wanted to. I just think for me it would be a little bit too much, but it's great that it is multi-use as well. But out of all the products that I've picked up, I think the liquid eyeshadows are definitely worth buying, and I also think the Radiant blush is worth buying as well. The highlight is too, it's just that it may be an item that you want to wait until perhaps it comes on sale. With this collection, this wasn't gifted to me, this holiday collection. I purchased this myself, and what I did is I purchased it direct from Chantecaille, but they don't ship to New Zealand, so I use a forward shipping address, so they send it there and then New Zealand Post forwards it on to me. But I'm really pleased that I decided to get this holiday collection. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So let me know in the comments below, have you picked up any of these items, and if so, which ones did you purchase and what do you think of them? And now after this video, is it a pass for you, or are you thinking perhaps one or two items do interest you and you may buy them? So that's it for today's video. I would love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.